What happened to the bully in your class? She did an insane amount of growing up during college, including having to uproot her whole life to care for her family after her mom died suddenly. She reached out to me and others I know personally and directly addressed the bullying. We went out to lunch, she bought, and she was incredibly honest, apologizing and acknowledging what she did and why it was wrong. She's now running a successful animal rescue organization with her long-term boyfriend, and I wish her nothing but happiness. Went to college, got into drugs, lost his scholarship and got kicked out. Last I saw he's working construction and is making duck faces on his profile pic on Facebook. One is long dead from a drug deal gone bad. Another is a big-bellied deputy sheriff who was kicked off the force after decades of questionable behavior. He was killed shortly after being released from prison. He apparently had a beef with someone and went to their house with a gun, kicked in their front door, and was immediately shot and killed.
Wow.
The boy bully married the girl bully. They had a kid then divorced. Shocking. In jail for strangling his girlfriend. Thankfully she survived.
Those who strangle a partner are significantly more likely to murder them compared to other domestic abusers.
Yep, 700% more likely. And with a gun, specifically. I'm literally getting someone into a shelter right now to get them away from this shit. Strangulation is called the last warning shot for a reason.
Yep. I used to work in a DV shelter, and strangulation was like the thing that made us drop everything and start intake procedures when we had the person on a call. Like, it would be 1 a.m. and I'd be figuring out buses from the other end of the city, prepping a room, everything. That shit is extremely serious.
He drove drunk, got in a wreck, and is now paralyzed from the waist down. He is still a bully, but now he's an online bully. The accident seems to have made him feel even more justified in being a prick.
Send a video of you running up and down the stairs if he trash talks you.
He died the summer after graduating high school. Mixed too many drugs and alcohol at a party. Very sad for his younger brother who was a great person despite his brother.
Yeah, I'm pals with my old bully's sister. She's a very nice person, it sucks her brother died. Even if he was a dick.
Hang on. Everyone's bully is dead?
Damn, every childhood dream manifested.
Arrested for attempted rape on a girl from another class.
The prisoners are gonna have a ball with him when they find out. Or in this case have a nut.
I kid you not, we had a 5-foot-tall bully in our school. He gained favor with some of the bigger bullies, and I suppose that afforded him carte blanche to act like them. Anyways, a few short years after high school, he fucked with the wrong dude at a party and they followed him home and shot him dead on his mom's front lawn.
Not to the same extent, but there was someone like that at my school. Short little dude who got a big man complex cause of the bigger bullies he rolled with. At an after-grad party he got jumped and someone took a metal rod and branded his leg after they dipped the rod in the fire. Post that incident he works for a non-profit for kids in abusive home lives. Makes me wonder what he had going on behind the scenes.
Lots of bullies get bullied at home, and that is why they take it out on others. It gives them a sense of power when they have none in any other area of their lives. This isn't true of all of them, but a good portion. The bullies that have a good home life are the truly scary ones.
The kid who used to beat me up every day in 3rd grade I heard crashed a motorcycle and lost both his testicles. So he's got that going for him, which is not nice.
You should approach him and say, "Mine are real." Just kidding.
Not just call him numbnuts and go about your day.
He now owns his father's huge, massively lucrative construction company. Which is exactly what he said he was going to do, and also let us know how much richer he was going to be than us. So yeah, it sucks, because it came true.
Well, there's still time for him to develop a crippling cocaine addiction or something, so take heart in that.
Prison for killing people by lighting a diner on fire.
Will you elaborate? It's not every day you hear a story like that.
Back in late 70s, early 80s. Just read it in paper to no surprise. Think he set it on fire after hours just as arson, but didn't know some staff were trapped in kitchen. Found out he got out of jail years later, parole, and is in CA prison now, but not sure the crime. I saw him rush the field at an NFL game and get arrested. Good times. After years and years of being bullied in middle and high school by one particular guy, I took my dad's lawnmower in to get serviced, and look who we have here. Good old racist fuckboy Sean walks up to the counter covered in dirt and oil and sweat. He immediately knew who I was. Funny thing is, I hated this dude for so long. I even had a vision on snatching him by his shirt over the counter and beating his face into the ground. I was skinny skater punk now. Nothing was said between us during that interaction other than the services I needed. When I went to go pick the lawnmower up a week later, he asked me to step outside. In my mind, I'm thinking, this is it, I'm going pummel this dude. He lit up a cigarette and for about 15 minutes, apologized for how he treated me in middle school and high school. He told me about how he was brought up and he's never been as tough as he came up. After high school, he went in the military and was forced to work with other races. He even explained that his hatred towards people that weren't white faded away BC of the Marines. He said he had been fucked over more by his own race than others and started to think about his ideology. He is a humble guy now, with regret, but is man enough to admit his faults. We shook hands and even hugged. I haven't seen him in about 10 years, but if I do see him again, I still shake his hand. I was only ever bullied in elementary school in Texas. I moved to Ohio during 5th grade. At some point in late middle school or early high school, I heard the guy who used to bully me got mad at his parents because they wouldn't let him go to a concert, so he took his dad's shotgun and killed himself.
Wholly disproportionate overreaction, Batman.
Speaking from experience, the event that such actions get blamed on is never what actually caused it. What the rumor says, kid kills himself because he couldn't go to a concert. How spoiled. What that almost always means, victim of child abuse with long-standing suicidal thoughts gets tired of being abused every day, kills himself after the most recent abuse session, which coincidentally happened because his abusive parent got angry when he tried to leave the house to go to a concert.
He's on Facebook constantly crying about how unfair life has been to him. He also said he won't go to our 10-year HS reunion because he was bullied by the assholes that are now organizing the reunion. When I commented and reminded him how he bullied me, he just said, "At least I didn't make you suicidal like they made me." Completely delusional. I feel bad for him. For whatever fucking reason, he asked me out a few years after graduation. He bullied me.
Had this happened to a friend? She ran into our mutual bully at a party in college. He was hitting on her and she was ignoring him. She finally told him to fuck off using his name. Apparently he was shocked to realize she knew him. She apparently asked him why he thought she'd ever be interested in hooking up with someone who bullied her so much back in grade school. Apparently his response was something like, "Wow. I was such an asshole back then."
You spend all day behind the wheel. It's not until someone shows you their dashcam footage that you realize how bad of a driver you are. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt. Everybody can change, but not without a good reason to do so.
Full ride scholarship through football to a D1 college, scouted by an NFL team in high school, just had to make it 4 years in college. Sexually assaulted a girl at the college, went on the run, had several warrants, got into an argument back in hometown that led to firearm discharge, and now he's in prison.
Holy shit, dude, just throw away a 1 lottery ticket.
The autistic kid beat him in Spanish class within an inch of his life, flipped over the desk, picked this dude's body up and slammed him, kidneys first, into one of the legs. Johnny was just your normal, happy-go-lucky video game fan. We went to see the original Mortal Kombat movie in theaters when it came out. It was my second movie-going experience. I was just a newly transplanted immigrant and Johnny was the only kid who didn't pick on me. He was cool. Johnny was heavy-set, with glasses. Juan was a gangbanger. Real cholo-looking dude. He and his friends were pretty terroristic. In retrospect, I'm sure Juan had a terrible upbringing because he took it out on everyone around him. For months he kept picking on Johnny. Months. Juan was a scary guy, and I had gotten into my share of scraps, but I wanted no part of this guy. This abuse went unchecked. Juan broke John's glasses and it was just persistent. I don't remember all of it, other than Johnny just became more and more reclusive with time and he was always bruised in some way, shape, or form. One day, in Spanish class, Juan said something to Johnny about his mom. This was before the bell rang for class to start. This was the final straw. I remember John letting out this guttural, primal scream and lunging from his desk toward Juan. Johnny began hammer fisting Juan all over the head, his shoulders, arms, like fucking Goro would in MK. Just unleashing everything he had on this asshole gangbanger. There came a point when Juan looked out of it, like a limp noodle, and that was when John, still possessed by this unrelenting rage, flips the desk over, and underhand flip/body slams Juan into one of the legs of the desk. Juan let out this horrible cry of agony, and that was that. The teacher walks in, they call the campus police, and the rest is a blur. I don't remember what happened to John after this, as I never saw him again. But I do remember hearing from an acquaintance back several years that Juan was in jail for aggravated robbery. Guess he didn't learn his lesson. Thank you, Johnny, for being a friend and for not judging me while I learned the language here and adjusted to my new life. I hope all is well with you. Like, comment, and subscribe.